Two kings, one ring. On one side, Canelo Alvarez, the red-headed emperor of Mexican boxing. Pressure like a tide, body shots that fold giants. On the other, Terence "Bud" Crawford, the switch-hitting surgeon who doesn't just beat opponents, he solves them. Here's the twist. If these worlds collide, Crawford's path to victory won't be size or power or even speed. It's something colder, quieter, an invisible weapon that steals rhythm, ruins timing, and turns pressure into punishment. Stay locked in, because tonight we reveal the secret weapon Crawford will use to crack Canelo's code. This story isn't about who hits harder. It's about who arrives first, to the moment before the punch. Canelo Alvarez, 4-division world champion, compact and efficient, cruel to the body. He walks you down, slips your best shot, and answers with a thunderclap. He controls you with presence and position. When the ring feels small, you're already in his hands. Terence Crawford, a complete fighter with a predator's patience. Orthodox to southpaw on a dime, offbeat rhythm, cold reads. He touches not only to land, but to learn. He controls you with information and anticipation. When the bell rings, he's not chasing chaos, he's scheduling it. So what happens when a master of pressure meets a master of prediction? That weapon is timing. Not raw strength, not blazing speed, a weapon you don't see until it lands. Canelo thrives on rhythm. He's a metronome with menace. Walk you down, make you bite, make you pay. Compact stance, level changes, body shots like wrecking balls. Against most opponents, that rhythm is a tide you can't outswim. Crawford's answer? He rewrites rhythm. Watch him closely. He doesn't throw to trade, he throws to program. A soft jab is a scan. A half step back is bait. A shoulder feint is a download request. He strips your options one by one until you realize you're not fighting your fight anymore, you're starring in his. Against Errol Spence, Crawford didn't win the foot race, he won the clock. He decoded jab tempos, punished entries, and turned safe starts into ambush alarms. That's the danger for Canelo. His best moments begin predictably. Plant, dip, detonate. Crawford lives at the beginning of your move. Picture the exchanges. Canelo dips to rip the liver. Bud meets him with a right uppercut on the entry, then angles out 45 degrees before the hook fires. Canelo steps with the lead hook. Bud, in southpaw, sends a straight left through the center line, beating the loop to the target. Canelo slips and resets. Bud punches the reset, not the exchange, scoring in the beat between the beats. Canelo is an elite counterpuncher, but Crawford is a counterpuncher of counterpunchers. He wants you to fire because commitment is a tell. When you commit, he arrives sooner at the punch you haven't thrown yet. Here are the tools Crawford uses to steal the clock. Stance fluidity, orthodox to southpaw, to erase predictable entries and change counter lanes. Lead hand control, posts, pins, and parries to steer Canelo's right glove and open the middle. Pace manipulation, slow the feet, speed the hands, then invert it to scramble reads. Angle exits, check hook and pivot, step around clinch breaks, deny pocket resets. Half-beat punching, touch, touch, bang, 2 light reads, 1 spiteful counter. We've seen hints of the blueprint before. Fighters who break rhythm, punch straight, and refuse to chase force Canelo to restart phases. Crawford adds venom to that template. He doesn't just deny your rhythm, he charges a fee every time you try to find it. By the middle rounds, his opponents aren't only behind, they're unsure. They don't know when it's safe to breathe, much less punch. That's the mental tax. Hesitation builds, volume dips, and Canelo's pressure machine needs obedience to function. So the conflict is simple and savage. Canelo wants control, Crawford steals it. Canelo breaks bodies, Crawford breaks patterns. Canelo compresses space, Crawford expands time. And if time becomes the terrain, the fighter who owns the clock owns the fight. So how does it play out when the invisible weapon takes over? Rounds 1 to 3. The download. Crawford doesn't sprint. He collects. Starts orthodox, offers a conservative jab, then slips to southpaw. Lead hand fencing to smother the Canelo hook. Light taps to the guard to read counters. Half steps back to measure chase speed. A soft check hook on the exit to mark the boundary line. The subtext is quiet but clear. You won't set the rhythm tonight. Rounds 4 to 6. The first cut. Now, timing bites. Bud owns the reset. The southpaw left splits the high guard exactly when Canelo dips to load the body shot. When Canelo plants heavy on the lead leg, Bud angles 45 degrees, fires the shovel uppercut, and pivots out. No receipts given. It's touch, touch, bang! 2 data points, 1 decision. Judges see the pauses. The crowd hears the thud. Round 7 to 9. The pace trap. Canelo tries to pin. Bud refuses straight lines. He circulates, then stops abruptly, making Canelo overstep into empty space. Jab to the chest to freeze him. Lead hand control to pin the right glove, left hand down the pipe. When inside, Bud clinches responsibly. Head in, shoulder pressure, step around exit. Not running, rerouting. Every minute is a problem Canelo has to solve twice just to land clean. Rounds 10 to 12. Separation. Feint on feint. Blink, knee dip, hip twitch. Canelo starts biting at shadows. Counters land earlier in the exchange. A check hook catches the entry. A short right uppercut greets the body dip. A left hand appears when Canelo expects a clinch, and a clinch appears when he expects a trade. It isn't speed, it's anticipation. The ring feels bigger for Crawford, smaller for Canelo. Shots that grazed in the 4th land flush in the 11th. The scorecards, or something heavier. If this script holds, Crawford's route is clear. A decision on timing and ring generalship, with a live chance of a late stoppage by accumulation if counters stack and Canelo's steps get heavy. It's the paradox of a great counterpuncher meeting a smarter counterpuncher. The very initiations that fuel Canelo's empire become the moments that cost him round. But greatness cuts both ways. Here's how Canelo can disarm the trap. Jab to the chest, not the head. Force Bud's feet to declare, kill the angle game. Double off the body, hook. Brief pause to draw the counter, then shoot the straight. Don't swing in threes without the read. Walk, don't chase. Small steps. Cut the far hip, shoulders square. Don't overreach into Bud's ambush lanes. Tax the tools, arms and shoulders early to dull Bud's lead hand control late. So what is the secret weapon, really? Yes, it's timing, but not a single punch. It's a system. Stance fluidity to erase predictable entries. Lead hand control to steer exchanges. Pace manipulation to schedule violence on his clock. Shot selection that punishes habits rather than mistakes. Crawford doesn't beat you faster. He beats you sooner, arriving at the moment before your offense even exists. Final frame. When the bell fades and the sweat turns to steam, the tale reads like this. Canelo tried to author a pressure novel. Crawford edited it into a counterpuncher's thesis. If they meet, the deciding factor won't be mass or myth. It'll be the instant a rhythm breaks and a perfectly timed shot walks a giant into the truth. Your turn. Does the clock belong to Crawford, or does Canelo's discipline and body work rewrite time itself? Drop your pick in the comments and tell me how it ends. For more cinematic fight stories, tactical deep dives, and highlight-driven analysis, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because around here, every fight is a film, and the next premiere is already loading.